Please note, girl dads are not to be messed with, ever.
Hey, welcome back to Dad Space, podcast for dads by dads. Hope you're well. We're going to talk about starting your own business, discounts, your friends, and what's missing here in this equation. And it's called support. Now, years ago, before the global event, let's put it that way, I quit my job. I did. I quit my job. I had a full-time job, and I went after my dream. My wife and I had a small business on the side, and we've had many encouragement from our customers to go and create a store, like a brick and mortar, like an actual store, because we can only do so many events. Why don't you guys create a store? So we did. Opened a store. A few weeks later, the global event happened. Let's put it that way. And we were closed. Great. 6 months closed straight. No opened days at all in 6 months. Open for a couple weeks and then closed again for another 6 months. For the 3 years of our lease on a retail environment, a retail store, a brick and mortar, for the 3-year lease that we had, we were closed for an entire year. Right. Great timing, Dave. And we had no idea that the pandemic was coming. No idea at all. But we were chasing our dreams. We rolled the dice and we didn't win. And what's interesting is all those people that seemed to support us and cheer us on, the moment we got the keys and opened the store, some of them came, which we were very grateful, but they didn't come back. Like, everybody just went on with life. And I remember working, at that point, I was working a night shift and then covering the store during the day. So I'm getting like 2-3 hours of sleep a day. When we were allowed to be open, I would open the store. My wife was working full-time at her job, and she would cover on weekends when she was off. So we tried to run the store as much as we could with limited hours because I did have to sleep some point. And I remember sitting in this store, a vacant store, and watching people walk by, not giving our store a second glance. We advertised, we spent money, we did all kinds of stuff. We totally renovated this space, put like all this money in here, and just spent so much time making it look amazing. People that came in said, wow, this place smells great, looks great, it's awesome. And then they didn't come back. It wasn't the products, it wasn't the service, it was just apathy. People just, They weren't looking or needing what we had to sell at that time. So bad timing, but whatever. But people would come to us, people that know us, and they would want discounts. They would want special offers. They would like freebies. They would like, and it was like, well, we're trying to survive here. We have a mortgage for our house, and we also have a lease for this store. We need to make money. And the intention from the beginning was to hire out staff and let the staff run the store, and we would move on with other things. Self-sufficient, and give back to our community and provide jobs to our community. We didn't care if we made a penny, really, over the cost of running the store and the lease and the hydro and staff. We didn't care if we made any money. We just wanted to help people get a job, and it didn't work. It failed. And after 3 years, we were $40,000 in debt. That's a lot of money. And it took a long time to dig ourselves out of that. We did, thankfully. But wow, what a lesson. What an expensive lesson, a heartbreaking lesson. To go in there and rip down all of the stuff we did and paint over all of the things we painted on the wall and strip it down back to where it was. Boring, empty shell of a place. It's interesting because when you start a business, you find out who your true friends are. The people that say they support you and the people that actually do, there's a big difference there. And I heard this little clip on TikTok, and I'll put a link to it in the show notes. It's not family friendly as far as how he talks on the clip, but that's who he is, and people do what they do. So I'm not going to play the clip on here because I'd have to edit it highly just to get it on here. But yeah, so I'll put the link in the notes and you can go check it out if you so desire. But the idea was, when you start a business, you really do find out who your true friends are. And what also they talk about is when our success becomes a discomfort for our friends and family who are not the type of people to take a risk. And when our success is intimidating to them, what happens? So we're going to talk about this here on Dad Space. I'm glad you're here. This is kind of more of a friends-focused episode more than a parenting episode. Hopefully this helps. But thanks for being here. When you go and start a new business, some people are going to cheer for you. Some people are going to be jealous of you. Some people are going to try to tear you down because you're doing something that they're not doing. And in that, they feel like maybe they feel a little inadequate. Like, why are you doing something and why are they not? And it's interesting because when you create something new, like retail, for example, like we have with our store that I mentioned, some people will assume that because you have a friendship and relationships that you would naturally just give them a discount because you know each other. And what I would counterbalance that with, if you know anybody who starts something new, is maybe we shouldn't be asking for discounts of our friends when they do something like this. Maybe we should be giving them more. Like, if it's $10, you give them 20. If it's $100, you give them 150, because you want to see them do well. You want to see them thrive. You want to encourage someone living their dream. And why is it that we assume that we should benefit from someone else's big step out into the world? Maybe we should be the one to benefit them and to be the ones to encourage them to chase that dream. What if it's maybe our fault that they didn't succeed because we didn't give them the support they needed? We know them and they know us, and we want what's best for our friends, but maybe we're so self-absorbed that we don't even realize that our silence, our initial support is great, but it's the ongoing 1 year, 2 year, 3 year in. Where did you go? Where are you? You said you were supporting us when we started this big dream, but then you just faded away into nothing. And in that part, that's where your friends test really comes up. Where did you all go when things weren't going well? People love to be around people who are succeeding. Success draws people. And when things are in distress, people just seem to not come around as much. Business ownership reveals the true dynamics of a friendship, I think. When we're launching into our new venture, some people will suddenly expect the deals, special pricing or special favors, while others support you without any hesitation at all. They recognize your hard work and they're cheering for your success. It's kind of ironic that many will tip generously at a coffee shop or a restaurant to a total stranger, but hesitate to pay full price to someone they know. Maybe you own a construction company, you're a plumber, you're a roofer, you do something. You just expect that because you're friends, that you should get some kind of deal from your friend and the service they offer. And this mindset, I think, can really undercut both your business and the confidence that you need to pursue your dreams when your friends are looking for a deal. Real friends not only pay fairly, but go above and beyond to advocate and promote your business. I have a podcasting business where I help podcasters. And I truly appreciate people who support and tell other people about me. But then I have other people who brag about alternative services that do exactly the same to me within my own community and just skip over me. And I'm the one who built the community. And they're in here promoting someone else who does something very similar to what I do, but it's not me. And it's like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. When somebody invests in themselves, it's something to celebrate. It's something to talk about. It's something to be an evangelist for and tell other people about it. I think we really need to do a better job of this. And as your business grows, tensions may rise. Old friends might struggle with your upward growth and trajectory. You're moving forward. You're going somewhere different, and you're leaving them behind. And that could actually cause some discomfort and with the changes that they're seeing, because they're not seeing them in themselves. They're only seeing them in you. You took a chance. It's working. And they've never taken a chance. And they feel a little jealous, a little critical. And your progress reminds them of places where they may have settled or just stopped trying to push themselves forward like you're doing. Let these moments guide you as you navigate friendship and new opportunities. And let these things help to solidify and settle, setting some healthy boundaries for you and your friends. And surround yourself with people who really genuinely root for you on your journey. Not just when it's convenient for them or if there's a discount attached to it. I think that entrepreneurship is an act of courage. And sometimes true friendship is proven not by words, but by action and respect for your worth. So when you go to your friends and tell them about this big idea you have and what you're going to do next, don't be surprised when some people will mock you, some people will support you, and then some people will be looking for a way that they can benefit from your dream. There are those people, and you need to kind of identify them. There's a journey ahead of you. There's an idea that you've been wrestling with for a long time, and maybe it's time for you to chase that. Some people, again, will support you, and some people will mock you. But do what's in your heart. Take a chance. And don't be afraid. We took a chance. Quit my job, started this company, opened a store, and then the global event shut us down. No way we could have predicted that. But we still did it. We learned a lot. Lost some money, but we got to the point where it just didn't work financially to continue it, but the dream is still there. Stir up the embers and it'll light up again. What's your dream? And are you ready to take a few shots on the chin to chase it? I hope so. And I hope that the people around you don't just come to you for a discount, but come to you to support you and build you up. And if your friend comes to you with some wild idea, beyond a pat on the back and a good luck, be the support that they need. And don't just show up with platitudes, but show up with your wallet. Show up with your hands, your feet. You're going to help and you're going to jump in there and make this thing happen. That's what your friends are looking for. So be that friend. Thanks for listening to Dad Space. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for being here for Dad Space. Thanks for pressing play. Appreciate you being around for the podcast. If you know another dad, somebody who would love to find a community, a space for dads, then send them over to dadspace.ca and send them a copy of this episode. Send them the link and say, listen, you got to listen to this. It's a podcast for dads by dads. And by you sharing it, more people can know about what we do here. And I would truly appreciate that. Wherever you're listening, there's probably a way to rate and review the show. That would be kind of nice. So if you don't mind, take a moment and give a 5-star, whatever you got. And then maybe someone else will trip onto this podcast and go, hey, it looks like people like this thing. And maybe it'll draw a few more people. That'd be great to have more here, right? dadspace.ca. Thank you so much for being here. Catch you on the next episode. Appreciate you. Take care.